You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family has done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
When I started stripping, I went back to school. The only reason why I stopped going to school is because I met a guy. And then, I just got distracted, like chasing guys. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't spend time with him as much, you're going to spend time with another girl.
Welcome to Between Two Worlds. Here we dive into shadow stories, the mirrors of our hidden fears and beliefs. By facing them, we learn we can rewrite the story and choose a new ending for ourselves. In pop culture, we love a comeback, we love an underdog, and we love believing that a new chapter automatically means growth. But sometimes the chapter changes and the story stays the same. The public life of Cardi B highlights how repeating relational cycles can slowly drain momentum, affecting emotional regulation, mental and emotional well-being, and how someone shows up at the peak of their career. When turbulence becomes a pattern, it doesn't stay personal, it starts to echo publicly. From early relationships dynamics to her marriage with Offset, what stands out isn't the headlines, it's the repetition and what it cost over time.
A lot of people is like, oh my gosh, why would you kiss Swift back? Or don't you have a manager? And it's like, let me tell you something. Me and Tommy, we're not together right now. But even if I was sucking and doing TV, I still don't care. As long as his commissary popping, he don't give a You so worried about, what Tommy thinking. But y'all not worrying about how Tommy eats. Y'all not worried about if Tommy got magazines or stamps to send letters. And even if I'm not with the I'm going to be that and when he gets out, I'm going to put him back on his feet. Not y'all. And that's all he worried about. This fame and this new money is a blessing, but it also has affected my love life with my man. There's some reasons why I signed the marriage papers with Tommy. Like, first of all, Tommy's still in jail and he wants me to be popping out babies. I cannot stop what I'm doing for myself and my dream for a man. I have a whole year and a half to wait for this man to get out of jail. Like, is it even worth it? Like, is you gonna get your life together when you get out?
When someone becomes famous almost overnight, there's no before and after period where life slows down. Everything hits at once. The attention, the money, the opinions, and yes, the relationships. For Cardi B, love didn't get to be low-key. It played out in real time, online, with millions of people watching, reacting, and picking sides. Earlier on, relationships weren't just about two people figuring each other out. They became a part of the brand, part of the conversation, part of the chaos that comes with rapid success. Emotions felt louder, reactions felt bigger, and conflict didn't stay behind closed doors. Fame didn't create these dynamics, it magnified them. What might have been manageable in private turned into public moments that escalated quickly, with very little space to pause, reflect, or reset. So from the jump, we see a familiar rhythm, strong emotional investment, public vulnerability, and situations escalating before there's time to stabilize. This is where the cycle begins, not because of one person, but because fame amplified patterns that never really got a chance to settle. And this is where things really start to feel familiar. As Cardi B is breaking into mainstream success, the same emotional rhythm carries straight into her relationship and later her marriage with Offset. They began dating publicly in 2017 during a period where her visibility rapidly increased. Not long after, they quietly get married, something the public doesn't even find out about until later. From that point on, the relationship mostly unfolds in real time. What follows isn't just one scandal or one rough moment. It turns into a pattern. Cheating rumors go public, emotions run high, there's a breakup, then a reconciliation, and then the cycle repeats. Each time feels like a reset. Each time carries the hope that things will be different. That on and off again dynamic becomes a part of the storyline because it mirrors what we saw early on. big emotions, very public vulnerability, quick escalation, and attempts to repair things without fully slowing down. And when that kind of cycle keeps playing out under constant visibility, it doesn't stay contained. It starts to affect emotional regulation, how pressure is handled, and how someone shows up publicly, especially when their career still requires focus, stability, and momentum. At that point, it's no longer about a moment, it's about a pattern and how long it's allowed to keep running.
Industry life is like tougher. Like it's way tougher because it's very political. Not only is it very political, it's very fake. And then on top of that, like everybody judges all your move. Like I always say this, like being in the music industry is like being on an episode of Power. Like it's something new every single day. Like there's always an issue every single day. When I wake up, it's always something. There's always something that I find out every single day. It's a real, it feels like an episode of Power. I ain't gonna lie. Like it will drain your soul. It will drain your soul. Sometimes when I just feel like it's like I don't have no soul. Like who am I? But I'll be like, you know what? It's not too late to turn back. Because at least I'm not like drugged up or f***ed up or rehabbed up or whatever.
Right.
But
it's easy to see how people can then lose their identity
yes.
in this and kind of then veer into dark places.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the cycle starts to show up beyond relationship. When emotional turbulence keeps repeating, it doesn't just live in our love life. Over time, it starts to affect how you regulate emotions, how you handle stress, and how grounded you feel moving through constant pressure. In my opinion, watching Cardi B publicly, you can see moments where emotional regulation feels off balance. Highs feel very high, lows feel heavy, and reactions come fast. That kind of emotional whiplash is exhausting, especially when it's happening while the world is watching. Mentally and emotionally, cycles like this can create instability. There's very little room to reset when you're constantly reacting to relationships, to headlines, to public opinions, and when that inner balance isn't steady, it becomes harder to show up consistently. That's where we start to see the ripple effects into career decisions, touring, schedules, commitments, all that require emotional stamina and mental clarity. When those are compromised, momentum can stall, plans can shift, and opportunities don't land the way they're supposed to. At that point, the cycle isn't just personal anymore. It starts influencing how someone moves professionally, how reliable things feel around them, and how their career energy is received.
I'm over a couple of millions on my budget tour. We redid the budget. So now it's just like, I gotta go find the money, or I will have to put some of my own money for things that I want because I went over my budget. I feel like we keep doing the budget every other week and so it's just like a lot. And then like on top of that, like it's a lot of dance moves that I gotta do, and I'm just ready to go home. I don't know what it is about LA. I don't like being in LA anymore. I don't like it. Somebody said that LA got like a weird spirit. I don't like being here anymore. It's crazy because it's like I left alone. I lived alone for like a long time. And then once I started like living with people and stuff like that, I don't like being alone. Like it's like, this is why I be going on the internet ranting and going crazy. Because once I be alone and start getting in my head and I don't like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to listen to my loud people. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like in my crib, somebody's always in my crib. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my cousin that she lived there. My mom, she doesn't live with me, but she's staying with me because I have a new baby, even though we have the nanny. But my mom, she likes to watch everything. But she don't really, you know, everybody knows that my mom lives like 10 minutes away from me. My kids, of course, you know what I'm saying? The nannies be there all the time. In the daytime, my chef be there. My house manager be there. My dad comes every single day from Monday to Friday. Weekends, he be having his fun. And then my cousins pop up. A different cousin pop up every single day. Like, I want to go home. I miss my mommy. I miss my dad. I miss my kids. I miss my house. I miss my bed. If you feel like you ain't fucking tired, then you ain't tired, then you're not doing enough. If you don't what my boyfriend said before, he said if you ain't uncomfortable, that you just ain't doing too much. You ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if you're not tired, if you're not sleepy, if your feet ain't working, if you just not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And I need to go back to the gym. Remember when I told you that I was going back to the gym? Child, I done quit. I got too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I got too comfortable and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable. I gotta go back to the gym. I gotta lose a little bit more on this. You know what I'm saying? The ass fat, the hips wide as. I need to go to the gym, but it's just like, oh God, I just be getting too comfortable. All I want to do is cook, eat, suck, sleep. You know what I'm saying? Beyond, as soon as I finish my due diligence, that's what I want to do. As soon as I finish my work due diligence, oh, that's what I want to do. They always tell you this: when you do your first tour, you always feel like you make more money at festivals than your own tour. You really do more money like with your VIPs. You really do monies like with your VIPs and your fucking merch and all that shit. You're always gonna feel that. So it's like doing my tour right now, I could have easily picked up like 10 festivals and 18 festivals and not even put that much money on production and shit like that. It would have been like a lot. But I'm really like doing all of this to please y'all. Like, this is a y'all thing. Like, the album, that was a me thing. You know what I'm saying? The album is a me thing. The album is like, I had to prove something to myself. I feel like I don't gotta prove nothing to myself anymore. This is really to satisfy my fans. So this is all to y'all. Now, I ain't no damn Beyonce, so don't be expecting none of that shit, Hetty. I don't got that budget money. I don't got that production money. But it's gonna be, bitch, I'm gonna give it all I got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working hard. I'm popping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So yes. This tour is catered to Barty Gang.
And this is where the emotional side of the cycle becomes impossible to ignore. In Cardi B's Instagram Live, there's a clear theme that keeps coming up: emotional exhaustion. She's openly talking about not liking being alone, missing her kids, missing her family, and feeling torn between wanting to be with her new partner and wanting to just be home. And to be clear, that's understandable. She just had a baby, and anyone would feel emotionally pulled in different directions during a postpartum period, especially under the level of pressure she lives with. But what stands out is how much emotional stability seems tied to external closeness. Being under a partner, being surrounded by family, being anchored to other people in order to feel okay. When that closeness isn't immediately available, the emotional imbalance becomes visible. And that's when she starts to crash out. That imbalance doesn't stay private. It shows up publicly in lives, in tone, in energy, and that's where it starts affecting how she shows up for her fans and for her career. Touring, performing, creating, and maintaining momentum all require a certain level of emotional regulation. When someone is craving safety, comfort, and grounding, it becomes harder to pour energy outward consistently. The body and the mind are asking for rest, not constant performance. In moments like this, you can see the tension clearly. The career demands movement, visibility, and stamina, while the emotional system is asking to slow down and be held by what feels safe. And that's the real disruption. Not talent, not work ethic, not ability, but an emotional state that's searching for stability in relationships and family, while the career requires distance, discipline, and presence. When those two needs are out of sync, something has to give. And lately, it looks like the career momentum is the thing absorbing the impact.
I just feel like I lost myself like with everything. Like, you know, like a lot of like music commenters and everything, and a lot of people just be like, you know, she's afraid to drop an album. She's afraid to drop music. Like last year, I barely dropped music. Like, but it's just like I was just afraid to do everything. Like I was afraid to go live. I was afraid to post a picture. I was afraid to go to the club and then the next day seeing people what they're gonna say about me and everything. I was afraid to do everything, and it's like, but you know what? I've been on the internet for like what, 7 years, like even before I was an artist. I never took a break. I have never taken a break. Like people be like, take a break, delete your app, don't post, blah blah. I have never taken a break, ever. So I had to find a way because I felt like I was going like literally crazy. Like I'm like pulling away from everything because I'm just afraid to being talked about. Like even my passion, like I love talking about politics and everything. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I'm just so afraid of just getting dragged every day. Like I'm tired. And like it's like a perfect example that I could give you, right? Like the whole January, I didn't post the whole January. Nobody know where I'm at, nothing. I don't even want people to know where the I'm at or what the I'm doing or even want to post online because it's just like every day is some new shit. Like I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, for instance, like you gotta get out of your head. Get out of your head. But it's like, this is why I don't like doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is why I don't want to do nothing. And it's like some people think that it's just like it's one thing, it's just a music thing. And it's like, no, I don't want to do shit. I can't give y'all my energy like that. I can't give y'all me like that. You know, I just apologize to my fans because I know they have been like waiting for me and it's like why are you not caring about how we feel? Why are you caring about how the haters feel? And it's like, you know what, you're right. I should be catering to you.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that put money in my pockets and you're the one that love me. I should be catering to the people that love me and not these.
When you zoom out, there's a rhythm in Cardi B's life where periods of career momentum seem to coincide with emotional turbulence, whether it was pregnancy, intense relationships, or moments that pull emotional focus inward. More recently, her public association with Stefon Diggs has added another chapter to that rhythm. Diggs is currently facing serious legal issues stemming from an incident that led to felony strangulation and assault and battery charges. According to court records, charges he has denied and is preparing to address in court. Alongside that, Diggs is a father to multiple children by multiple women, including a newborn son that they both share. Her association with Stefon Diggs introduces a familiar layer to the cycle, not because he's the same person as Offset, but because the environment around the connection carries similar instability. Diggs is currently dealing with reported legal matters that are still unfolding. He also has an already complex family structure with multiple children from different relationships. This is very similar to Offset. That combination alone creates pressure, distraction, and emotional complication, especially when added into someone else's already demanding life. What's striking is how this mirrors earlier phases of Cardi's career. Just as momentum begins building, emotional energy starts getting redirected into managing complicated relationship dynamics instead of being fully available for creative output, touring, or long-term strategy. This isn't about one man or one situation. It's about how instability keeps entering the picture at the same point in her career cycle. Right when focus, consistency, and grounding are required, emotional labor increases and momentum absorbs the cost. Over time, that repetition matters because careers don't just move on talent, they move on sustained clarity, emotional regulation, and the ability to protect energy when it's needed most. When those conditions aren't present, success doesn't disappear, but it does get interrupted, and that interruption is the pattern worth paying attention to. This didn't start with fame. It predates it. Long before the industry, long before the charts, even back when Cardi B was stripping and trying to create a different future for herself, we see a similar emotional rhythm. Cardi has shared that she went back to school during that time, trying to shift her circumstances and build stability. But she also spoke about how relationships pulled her focus, how chasing connection and navigating complicated romantic dynamics eventually led her to drop out.
The only reason why I stopped going to school is because I met a guy. And then, like, I just got distracted, like, chasing guys. Like, oh, my gosh, if I don't spend time with him as much, you're going to spend time with another girl.
Even then, we see momentum forming, an opportunity for forward movement, and then emotional attachment stepping in and redirecting energy away from long-term goal. That's why this matters now, because when a cycle shows up before fame, before money, before pressure, it tends to follow you, just amplified. What might have been manageable back then becomes much louder later. The stakes are higher, the consequences ripple further, and the interruptions cost more. So when we talk about relationships disrupting momentum now, we're not talking about a sudden change. We're looking at a through line, one that's been repeated from the very beginning, just in different forms and at different levels. And this is where I want to turn the mirror back towards us. As you listen to this breakdown, it's worth asking yourself, are you currently allowing complicated romantic dynamics to pull your energy away from your momentum? Are certain relationships distracting you, draining you, or quietly detouring you from the goals you've been working towards? Not because relationships are bad, but because timing, focus, and emotional regulation matter when you're building something meaningful. Shadow stories aren't about pointing fingers, they're about recognition. They show us where patterns repeat, where energy leaks, and where alignment asks for honesty. As we step into 2026, let this be a reminder: protect your momentum, choose clarity over chaos, and be mindful of what and who you allow to negotiate your purpose. Because once the pattern is seen clearly, you always have the power to choose differently.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.